Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire's inexperience leads to a terrible mistake. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Claire Grace's, Haley Aaron, history with Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, was devastating. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, is the first man Claire has developed feelings for. He is fond of her, which establishes a challenging opportunity. While the horror show is over, Claire's manipulated childhood and early adulthood left her with limited life experience. So, navigating the complexities of the revived volcanic feud between the Newmans and Abbotts and exploring potential initial romance create a classic soapy scenario. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victoria Newman's maternal guidance needed. Rediscovering the girl Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, and Cole Howard, J. Eddie Peck, named Eve Nicole, was miraculous. Both parents are learning how to relate to their now-grown daughter decades after Jordan's revenge kidnapping plot forever altered their family. Gauging personal relationships is ever challenging. Along with fitting into the powerful Newman family, Claire has become part of the rival Abbott clan through her desire to work with children. Victoria was glad her newfound daughter confided in her. But she also knew it might be impossible to prevent Claire from risking her heart. Cole shares similar concerns about Claire being entwined in Kyle's increasingly confusing and volatile life. I&R spoilers. Kyle Abbott seeking a replacement. Kyle is incredibly full of himself at the moment. He discarded Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, for a concocted betrayal. Claire should be leery of a guy who would discard the proclaimed love of his life. Summer is also the lady who embraced the son he had with Tara Locke, Elizabeth Liner, while she was married. Mueller's character intends to teach his parents a lesson by creating a rival company that will eventually put Abbott out of business. Claire should recognize Kyle's goals as somewhere in Jordan's ballpark. Also, due to her naive nature, Claire has positioned herself as a woman Kyle may see as an easy replacement for Summer. He may not fall in love with Claire as much as he uses her to teach Summer a lesson. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire Grace's experience must be tapped. Claire's experience with Jordan has its advantages. Living with such a deep schemer means that Claire is streetwise. Combining the above with Newman's blood and her parents' backing might allow Claire to pull herself out of what has already become a messy custody fight. Yet, her bond with Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, keeps her directly in Kyle's emotional proximity. Losing her job as Harrison's nanny could be overcome, as she could remain buddies with him. Being used by Kyle or potentially having him break her heart remains the greater personal danger and appears ahead unless she can avoid anticipated results. In the world of Genoa City, where power plays and betrayals weave a tangled web, Claire Adams was still finding her footing. The new assistant at Newman Enterprises, she had entered the corporate world with a mixture of wide-eyed optimism and determination. Claire had quickly become a trusted confidant of the company's higher-ups, but her inexperience was a ticking time bomb, one that was about to explode. It all started on a Tuesday morning when Victoria Newman called Claire into her office. The weight of the conversation to come was evident in Victoria's icy demeanor. Claire, eager to prove her worth, sat up straight, clutching her notepad, ready to take on whatever task was about to be handed down. "Claire," Victoria began, her voice low and deliberate, "we have a sensitive situation brewing with one of our overseas suppliers. I need you to handle the initial negotiations. Make sure everything runs smoothly." Claire's heart raced. She had been given important tasks before, but this was on another level entirely. Handling negotiations for Newman Enterprises was a big deal, one she wasn't sure she was fully prepared for. But the thought of disappointing Victoria, of possibly jeopardizing her job, pushed any doubts to the back of her mind. "I won't let you down, Ms. Newman," Claire said, her voice steady despite the storm of anxiety brewing inside her. "Good. Don't forget, Claire, this company operates on precision. Any mistake, no matter how small, can have massive repercussions. I trust you understand that." The words echoed in Claire's mind as she left Victoria's office. She understood all too well, but it was that understanding that made the weight of her task feel like a millstone around her neck. She headed back to her desk, where her computer screen glowed with emails waiting for her attention. Among them was one from the overseas supplier, requesting a meeting time. Claire quickly drafted a response, agreeing to a time she'd hoped would be convenient for both parties. She spent the rest of the day preparing, reading through contracts, familiarizing herself with the supplier's history, and mentally rehearsing her negotiation tactics. As the time for the meeting approached, Claire's nerves were frayed but contained. She knew she had to stay calm, focused. The meeting took place in a sleek, modern conference room, its glass walls offering a panoramic view of Genoa City's skyline. The supplier's representative, a sharp-eyed man named Philippe Dubois, was seated across from Claire. He exuded the kind of confidence that comes with years of experience, making Claire feel even more like a fish out of water. But she maintained her composure, reminding herself that she had been chosen for this task for a reason. The conversation started smoothly enough. Philip was courteous, even charming, and for a moment, Claire felt like she might actually pull this off without a hitch. But as the negotiation delved deeper into specifics, costs, timelines, contingencies, Claire began to feel the strain. Philip, sensing her discomfort, pressed harder, subtly shifting the terms in ways that made Claire uneasy. She knew something wasn't right, but her inexperience left her unsure of how to counter his moods without causing offense or derailing the deal altogether. Finally, Philip presented a clause that seemed harmless enough on the surface but carried implications that Claire couldn't fully grasp in the moment. It was a minor adjustment, he assured her, just a small change in the payment schedule. Claire hesitated, feeling a nagging doubt in the pit of her stomach, but Philip's persuasive charm, combined with her fear of appearing incompetent, led her to agree. "I'll make the necessary changes and have the revised contract sent over," Claire said, forcing a smile as she signed off on the negotiation. Philip returned the smile, though there was a glint in his eye that made Claire uneasy. "Excellent. I'm sure this will be the beginning of a profitable partnership." As he left the conference room, Claire breathed a sigh of relief, but it was short-lived. Almost immediately, she began to second-guess herself. Had she missed something important? Was there a reason Philip had pushed so hard for that seemingly minor adjustment? The answer came all too soon. The next day, Claire's phone rang, and the voice on the other end sent a chill down her spine. "Claire, it's Nick. We have a problem." Nick Newman's tone was one she had never heard before, cold, authoritative, and laced with disappointment. Claire's heart sank as he explained that the clause she had agreed to gave the supplier leverage over Newman Enterprises, putting them at a significant financial disadvantage. The small adjustment in the payment schedule that Philip had pushed for was, in fact, a strategic maneuver that Claire had been too inexperienced to recognize. I didn't realize," Claire stammered, her mind reeling as the gravity of her mistake sank in.